this really. Hey guys, what's up? It's Cass here. Welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to be doing the emails video. So this is part of the process that is after your application process, so after you apply, and it is before your interview process. Yeah, so after applying, depending on how early or late you applied, you will receive a few emails. So basically within these emails you'll be asked to do 3 things. So the first step that you need to do is you need to choose your presentation and your interview times. So basically what it will do in the email is it'll give you a link to a page and it will give you a range of cities within your country that you can possibly interview at, and also times during that day and at that place that you can interview at. For New Zealand, I was lucky because it started with Christchurch as the first city and it ended with Auckland, and that pretty much meant that I had more time to prepare for my interview than other New Zealand applicants, and it meant that I had a shorter waiting time to find out if I got accepted or not. One thing that I want to mention is that you might have to find your own accommodation and find your own transport to these places. And by that what I mean is to another city. You want to save on accommodation, you want to save on flight times, and the way that you can do that is by making sure, if it is possible, that your interview time is on the same day or at the same kind of time as your presentation time. I would recommend that you go as early as you possibly can in terms of interviewing. So for me, I was the first one to interview for the University of Auckland. It just worked out that way and I picked the earliest time just because I didn't want to be waiting all that time. Yeah, so our presentation time was at 8. It finished about 9:15, so it went for about an hour, and then after that my interview time was at 10, which was awesome. So it's pretty much everything's back to back. The reason why I recommend doing that is because then you won't have to be waiting so long, you won't be nervous, you won't be sweating and like fretting the whole time, like you'll get it over and done with. So step number 2 is the DCP role checklist. Basically you get given all of the possible roles that you could perhaps have. For each role you will be told what the role is, you will be given all the responsibilities of that role, so pretty much what you'll be expected to do over there, what you'll be doing. You'll be given like a spectrum or a continuum, I guess, from not interested to highly interested, and then you have to rate for each role which one whether you're interested in that role or not. You need to be strategic about this step. So on one hand, you don't want to be all picky, you don't want to be that person that just picks one role because they might be interested in you, but I mean there's 35,000 applicants and only 3,000 people get their jobs, and that's overall, not compared to which role you get. You can't be as picky because they might actually love you in your interview, you don't know. And then suddenly because you've only picked one role and that role might not be available, you never know. Yeah, and maybe they wanted to give you another role that you might have accepted anyway, but because you were very, very picky and you only picked one role, then they're not going to give you the job. On the opposite side of the equation, there's the people that put highly interested in every role, which is fine if you are actually highly interested in that role. I've heard of a lot of people who have got roles that they absolutely hate. What I recommend in doing is putting 3 roles that you are highly interested in and that you really, really want, and then 3 roles or a few roles that you would not do, and then the rest of them put somewhat interested to interested, and that way you're ensuring that they actually know what you actually want and what you don't want. And then the third step is what is called docs. Now I recommend uploading these as soon as possible. It will give you a link to the docs website. So you will need to create a login and you will need to create a password. Now I cannot stress enough how important this step is. I had a lot of trouble, which I will talk in another video, about having to renew my passport. 2 days after I had accepted my offer, they said, oh wait, it's expired. I recommend that you do everything as soon as possible. So the first thing on docs that you need to upload is your personal details, and these are the obvious things like your name, your contact details. It doesn't take that long to do, it's fine. The second step that you need to do is your emergency contact details. So these are the contact details of somebody else, not yourself, because if you're an emergency, I don't know why you would be contacting yourself. But these are the contact details of somebody else that they can contact if an emergency was to occur. The third step that you need to upload is what is called the US consulate / embassy / visa. It doesn't really matter, it's the same thing. Now don't be scared about this because it's not actually your visa interview. Basically all you need to do is write where your consulate is or your local embassy for the US is. So for me it was in Auckland. So the next thing that you need to upload is what is called the proof of student status form. It's a form that they will give you that you need to print off, you need to sign it yourself, you need to get someone else to sign it, stamp it from your university, and you need to scan it back onto your computer and then upload it back onto the Docs website. It basically talks about when your graduation dates were or are, what you're studying, where you're studying. The last thing you need to upload is your passport. So my passport, you have to have the original passport scanned up onto the website, and there are a few things on the passport that you have to have scanned. This is my old one. Okay, so basically you want to show this, you want to show your picture of yourself, you want to have the name part, you want to have the plastic bit, so you don't want to be showing, I don't know, these random pages. So you want this bit here, you want to be able to see this scan bit, and you want to show your signature. So the 5 parts that you have to upload, it'll be red, but then when you upload everything and it's correct, it'll turn green. They only actually check it after your acceptance date, so pretty much when you get your offer. So yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to include in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In my next video I'll be talking about the interview process, so I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys heaps and I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Bye.